Okay, welcome back, guys. So for this video, I am actually going to go over something very important for Bitterblack Isle. So the best gear can be found here, gear level 3. Bitterblack gear level 3 is hard to come by, especially before you kill Damon for the first time. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you where the chests that you can get these items are in. I'm focusing on post-Damon because that's where the majority of it is found. Most people aren't going to be grinding before you get to the second stage of Bitterblack Isle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then once you play through, you'll understand a little bit. Now, I've done some legwork already. I've cleared all the enemies for the most part. Some of them have respawned and made my way back up without exiting the actual labyrinth. None of the major enemies have respawned, thankfully, so hopefully we can keep the fighting to a minimum and I can just show you the chests. Now this is the first area, the Garden of Ignominy. There's no chests in here that contain Bitterblack level 3, so you can just skip this place. The majority of the level 3 gear is actually in the later sections, but there is a few pieces up here. There's actually 2 pieces of armor in the first section. I'm definitely going to go over that. Okay, cool. So, nothing respawned here on me. That's awesome. Now, going down this way, I'm probably going to get some respawns. But, as I said, I'm going to clear through them pretty quick. I shouldn't have any large enemies. Now, something to say about this is there are certain enemies that can drop the gear. I'm not really going to focus too much on those. This is going to be about grinding for where the items are. But these guys respawn. So, some of the enemies that can drop it, Fire Drakes actually drop, I think most of it. I think they drop level 3 and pretty much everything. Death is good to farm for gear and novelties, and has a decent drop rate as well for armor. Weapons are pretty rare to get from him, but they can be found. So I almost walked by the first option. So this right here is the first room. In here you will find a gear level 3 you can find in that chest here. This one right here, the one that is already open. I've actually just ran through and gathered all these items. I can verify each and every one of the ones I'm going to tell you about. So, there are a few that I'm going to mention that I've been told there are items in, but I can't verify. So, just bear with me here. Okay. So, this one right here, there's a gear level 3. It's not too bad of a drop rate, so you shouldn't be there too long. Okay. Well, this is one of the ones I was talking about right here. So, supposedly this chest has a gear level 3 drop rate. If it does, it is terribly, impossibly low. I have never gotten it. I'm only going off by what the wiki has said and what I've heard. I have never personally gotten this gear level 3, so if you find it, great. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know if it's actually there, but I don't recommend this chest for actual grinding for gear. This one up here, though, this one here is a great one to use. It has a very good chance to drop gear level 3. Also has a novelty level 3. Now, in this, I'm not going to really focus on novelties. Most people don't grind for those as much. I'm going to focus on gear, weapons, and armor. Hopefully my mic picks this all up okay, because I did switch to a new mic. So. Otherwise, I will be doing this all over again. Yeah, sorry about this part. I did not come back up through here on my way out of the labyrinth to the beginning. I didn't need to. So, of course, I'm just going to run past these enemies. Okay, so the big enemies did not come back, which is nice. So all I gotta worry about is the little ones. I'm just gonna skip them for now. Now, the Midnight Helix is actually a really good place to get gear. There are 2 locations in here that you can actually get Bitterblack armor level 3. Okay, you gotta kill some pawns. Now, like I said, there are some enemies. Depth's good for novelties and gear. Decent drop rate for armor, but not really your best option. Apparently, he drops weapons too. I think I've only seen it once though. It's not very common. The Fire Drakes, the Thunder Drakes, and the Worms all have a chance to drop level 3 gear. The Fire Drake, I think, has the best chance. I know he drops armor, and weapon, I believe, as well. The Thunderworm, I can't remember what he drops. It's gear or something, along those lines. I can tell you that the Frostworm definitely drops gear. The other ones, like I said, now this is your first chest. So this chest has armor level 3. This is not a quick chest. It's not a very high chance, but it's better than some. So you shouldn't be here too long, but be prepared to God's Bane a decent amount of time. Especially if you have bad luck, you're going to be there a while. But getting here after you kill Damon is probably one of the easier places to get to. It's pretty early in the labyrinth, so you won't have to fight through a lot of the tougher enemies to get here. The most you have to deal with is a Gore Cyclops or a Worm. That's going to be your tough ones. But other than that, that one is pretty easy. Now, let me go and show you where the other one is. So there is one other one here. And it's the same thing. It's a Bitterblack armor level 3. Now, I don't feel like fighting these guys. It is this chest right here. Kill them. There's the skeletons. Okay, so this one right here drops a weapon or armor level 3. Again, just like the one up there, not the best drop rate, but better than some. So again, you could be there a few Godbanes, or you could be there for 20 minutes. I found that I can run between the beginning, the Midnight Helix, grind for the chest, and get back probably in 15 to 20 minutes. My luck's good, even quicker. So if you're looking for armor level 3 without going too deep into the dungeon, your second run, maybe you've just beat Damon and you're like, I need some better gear. Those are a valid option. Not a really hard one to grind out, so I would recommend those if you're having trouble with the lower levels of the dungeon. Bats respawn.
Assume the enemy lurks round every corner.
Okay, so now you just gotta travel back a little bit. I'm gonna try and keep this video short. That's why, or as short as possible. That's why I did a lot of the legwork already. As you can see, I haven't encountered any real tough enemies. Been all low guys. I'm tried to keep it that way. Hopefully the later levels do not respawn. There are some much more annoying enemies in the lower levels. Okay, so Vault of Defiled Truth. Okay, I haven't had a respawn yet. Here, there again are no options. No items are gone here, so you can literally just run right through here. Like I said, the first section is pretty relatively empty. You pretty much have the one section there
Have we sufficient stores
where you have it in the Ward of Regret and the Midnight Helix. Okay, that's what I thought. So I kind of paused that a little bit just to try and remember some I thought I was missing, and I was. So there is a chest here that can actually have gear level 3 as well. I should have known. I came back in here. This one right here. You can get gear level 3 out of this chest as well. After this, there again is nothing in the section here. You're pretty much gonna run right through. been fortunate so far. So basically, the way Bitterblack Lvl respawn works is a little bit fishy. Each level has different enemy they can spawn. So, for example, it has different sets of enemies. For the most part, none of the big enemies show up unless you actually exit. And none of the bosses show up unless you take 7 days or so in game. So, for the most part, I haven't had an issue. Now, I was down here pretty long, so those beginning enemies might have respawned due to time. The last section, there was a lot of grinding involved, or God's banning, I should say, for me to try and get maps. There's nothing in here where you fight the Gazer. No items to be found here, at least not gear level 3. Of course, there's no gear level 3 in here as well. It wouldn't make it that easy because you could get here with little resistance. Okay, Fortress of Remembrance. So, luckily nothing has respawned here as well, so it looks like we might be in the clear now. There are no chests here that can give you gear or Bitterblack level 3 as well. Another location I skipped the Rotunda of Dread, which is in Duskmoon Towers. You can get to it from there. It's the Coliseum-like. There are no items in either of the Coliseums, the Rotunda of Dread, or the Black Abbey, so I'm just going to skip over those. Okay, and then if you continue down in here, there are 2 chests in here. I'm going to show you where both of those are. They are both gear level 3s. Now this one's a little tricky. I think there is a easier way to get up here. Let me see. I'll tell you here in a second. No, this is one that you need either double jump or levitate to reach, or you're going to have to get really creative. So this chest here has a gear level 3. It wasn't too hard for me to get it. Actually pretty easy drop rate it seemed. There's also another gear level 3 located down here. Climb up here, very much like in some of the more similar places, like Garden of Ignominy and Forgotten Hall. There's a gear level 3 up here, hidden in the back. Again, not a bad drop rate. Most of the gear level 3s are pretty easy to get. The ones that you have to God's Bane a lot and have a low drop rate are mostly the armor and the weapons. Okay.
The flames show no sign of dying out.
Now, I might try and trim this video a little bit. Just to save a little bit on time. Because this backtracking is going to eat up some time. But again, like I said, there's nothing here in the Forgotten Hall that's going to get you what you need. You might as well just book it through here. I actually recommend, if you're grinding for gear, especially armor and weapons, I don't even bother with the first 2 sections. Gear is not too bad in the second section, but weapons and armor, there's not much of a point unless you're in the 3rd section. It's just a simple fact that I've seen. For example, there's no weapon level 3s anywhere but the 3rd section, and there's only those 2 armor level 3s. So everything that occurs in this 2nd section is gear. So next we're in the Tower of Treasons Repave. So there is 2 locations to get gear here.
Strain your eyes against the dark. We may not be alone.
Okay. Your first chest to get the gear is right here. This one right over here. This one here, you can get the gear level 3. Not a terrible drop rate. Again, like I said, most gear is pretty simple. Your second one is over here. this chest down here on the end. This one seems to be a little bit lower than the other one, but it is here nonetheless. I feel like sticking around too long so my pawns get poisoned. Real good for that. But those are your 2 gear level 3s to be found here.
Be wary. There are beasts that dwell within such chests.
Now we're here in the Forsaken Cathedral.
The halls are narrow, and their twists and turns confounding. Let us be cautious.
So this chest right here, this one right here does contain a gear level 3. This one again wasn't too bad to grind out. So far so good. Death hasn't even shown his face here. Okay, now I'm going to talk about this one. So the wiki says that gear level 3 can be found here. I think I found it before myself, but I don't recommend this chest. It's either a really low rate or it just, there's a bad chance to get a man-eater in this one. I have terrible luck with the man-eater here. Earlier I probably ground that one out, you know, tried to God's Bane it dozens of times, and I just kept getting the man-eater again and again and again. Even when I wasn't getting him, I wasn't getting the item. So I can't verify 100% that gear level 3 is in that chest. But, it's definitely in the other one. I can guarantee that one. And that's going to be it for this one. Checking my notes to make sure I wasn't missing one. I think someone said that you can get one. There's a chest up there. I'll actually show it to you because it's kind of an interesting place to look. You can get a novelty up here and such. But for the most part, I've never gone a gear out of it. It's another one that I've heard about but have never seen. If you come up here, there's a path right here, leads down, and you'll find some chests at the end of that one. But as I said, I heard there might be a gear level 3 up there, but I cannot personally verify it, so as far as things go, I'm not going to try and tell you there is one there. Even the wiki actually does not list it anymore, so it's very unlikely there is one there. And again, we'll continue here through the other corridor and into the last leg of the section. Now, this is the section that I will do a speedrun on. I run through here, I fight my way to Damon, and I grab all the good loot along the way. It's something that I've gotten really good at going through here. Now, you can run right through the Rotunda Depository. There's no good items here. There's only one novelty level 3 even able to be gotten. So I recommend just booking it if you're trying to do this at any sense of speed. If you're going to get go for gold and get everything, you can look up online where all these chests are and see for yourself. Okay, so enemies have respawned here. Gonna make things a little bit more of a pain.
A knight in silver arisen. The knight of gold is fearsome strong. Move! Abhor its spell hits! 'Tis quite skilled with the blade. There is a world with grief and rage.
Okay, easy enough.
This object is cursed.
Hopefully everything else did not respawn.
Sirens.
Okay, this actually isn't too bad for me. I'm probably gonna cut this part out of the video, but I actually need to farm sirens. I need some gear from them, so I'm gonna kill them. Okay guys, I'm back. So I killed my sirens. I actually got 2 of the items I needed, so we're gonna continue from here. Now, this actually is this is the first location in the 3rd section where you find a Bitterblack armor level 3. Again, double jump I recommend. If you don't have double jump, there's a route up here going down through below. But double jump makes it easy because then you don't have to worry about killing those enemies. You just kill the You don't even have to kill the Gore Cyclopses if you don't want to. As long as they remain chained up, they're not an issue. But this is where Bitterblack Armor level 3 is found. This chest, like all the Bitterblack Armor level 3, is pretty low rate, but not terrible. I haven't had any issue with it. Fall damage. Quickest way down, though. If we continue down this path here, we're gonna find another little cubby hidden off to the side. This is actually one of my... I definitely always hit this whenever I come through, because inside it is a gear level 3 in this chest, and a novelty level 3 in this chest. The drop rates are really good, so you shouldn't be here long. I don't even God's Bane for this one, because I don't need novelties. Grab this one, and 9 times out of 10, the other one's a novelty anyways. Okay, Bloodless Stockade. So, here is where you're going to find War first. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, okay, I'm gonna start the video back here in a second. I gotta run back and grab another skeleton key. Okay, we're back. So, normally I carry 3 skeleton keys with me, but because I just ran through here, I didn't get a chance to restock. This right here, you will get a gear level 3 out of. It's not a terrible drop rate. Again, pretty easy, so not a tough one. Hopefully I get lucky and death has not shown back up. If not, I might have to repel him.
Shall we head this way?
Okay, it seems I've gotten lucky and death has not showed back up, meaning no issues there. Now, in here, I didn't kill the leapworms last time because I actually didn't come in here. Like I said, I don't need weapon level 3. But this right here is a location to find your weapon level 3. This is the only weapon level 3 outside of the Fallen City, and the one of only 2 that you'll find other than in Damon's. Yeah, word of advice, just like that happened. This one is a pain in the ass because man-eaters. However, unlike the other ones, I can actually say that man-eater is not super common. There are some chests where I swear I can't find anything other than a man-eater. Luckily for me, that has never been one of them. That weapon is not super hard to find. There's also a gear level 3 in this chest, but again, this is one of the ones I recommend not trying to farm. At least for me, I have the bad tendency of getting the man-eater in here. And get stuck in that loop, get a man-eater several times in a row, and it's hard to break it. So I don't recommend that one, but there is a gear level 3 in there as well. Hopefully I get lucky and there's no enemies here. Okay. Seems like we are in luck. I have not heard any roars, so that means there's no dragons. So, in here, there are 2 treasure chests over here. Both of them can contain gear level 3, and I believe both can contain novelty level 3. So you can go whichever one you need more. I normally go with gear, because novelties are, you know, not very useful once you got like things like the Elite Lantern and stuff like that. And the scrolls, I have so many of the scrolls, it's irrelevant. Okay, and then again, this is nice. I got lucky. None of the enemies have respawned, so it's gonna be really easy. This was the one area I was worried about, that the enemies respawned here. I was gonna have a lot more of a pain to deal with, depending on what respawned. So I'm gonna show you the last few chests. Down here we have the weapon level 3. This is the only other chest here that can contain it. I didn't get that lucky. I will tell you right now, if you're looking for that weapon, you're going to be God's Baning unless you get extremely lucky. It's going to take you a while, but the Fallen City is probably the best place if you're going to grind for them. They're not super hard to get. There's actually 2 armors and 1 weapon here. I used to do a run where I literally would just speed run, break the armor level 3 in Forgotten Hall, grab that. I would go here, I bypass all the enemies and blow the stockade and everything and just run straight here. So this is the armor level 3, first of the 2 here. This one has a pretty low drop rate. Again, you're going to be God's Bane a lot. Not as bad as that weapon level 3, but still not easy to get. Then the last one is actually right over here. Now this, unlike all the other ones, this is a Bitterblack armor level 3, but it actually has a really good drop rate. I normally am only here for a few God Banes. It's actually pretty likely. Last playthrough, I got that in the first try. That one's an easy one. Not hard at all to grind out. Now, that's going to be it for all the chests. Now, I will say, if you go and beat Damon the second time, he has a chance to also drop any of the level 3 gear, novelty, armor, weapon, and he's the best enemy to drop those. After him, there are 4 chests in the Sanctum. The drop rates for those are really good. They don't really require God's Bane very often. The one on the far left of the 3 is your weapon, the one on the far right of the 3 is your armor, and the one across is novelty. So, if you're doing a speed run through him, I've gotten to the point where I can get to him and kill him in 10 minutes. It's way better for armor and weapons for the most part, and in all honesty, the only thing you can't get from him is gear, so if you're looking for that, you are going to have to grind through. Thanks for watching, guys. I kind of wish I could clean up this video a little bit, but unfortunately my editing is limited. I'm uploading straight from PlayStation, so all I can do is trim, and if I do a lot of that, it's going to get jumpy. So I'm going to cut out a few parts that maybe weren't necessary. I had to pause once or twice to check my notes and make sure I was not missing anything, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Now, if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about, I got a few ideas for a few other videos. Talk to some of the my other friends who play this. If you got any, suggestions or comments, let me know. If I missed a chest, let me know down in the comments. If you can think of any other video or something you want me to do for this, let me know as well. I'm always looking for more ideas. Let me know what you think. Give it a like, subscribe, anything like that. Any feedback's great. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helps you out. Have a good one.